نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأن محمدا صلى الله عليه وسلم عبد الله ورسوله أرسله ربه بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله. I bear witness that there is none worthy of our worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the seal of the prophets and the final messenger to all of humanity. Whoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides, there is none to misguide. And whoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala leaves to stray, there is none to guide aright. Waba'd. It has been almost 3 months since the last khutbah I gave here. I missed you. And I was following your news. MashaAllah, you have been doing an amazing job locally and internationally. So locally, Islamophobic attacks are the highest in history. And internationally, the diplomatic ties with Saudi Arabia has been cut off, right? So, and even here, the air conditioning was not working for 2 months. What have you been doing, right? So alhamdulillah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the best in this life and the best in the life to come. The good news is the schools started this week, and the students are happy, the teachers are happy, maybe. The happiest in the world, on the entire planet, are the parents. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna Allah bin nasi la ra'ufur rahim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is most merciful to people. Alhamdulillah. So now if I ask any one of you, what is the most important thing in your life? You will say without hesitation, my kids. This is the best gift that you have. And you will do anything to make them happy. So those of you who are parents, grandparents, you appreciate the ni'mah of kids. So today, inshallah, I'm going to pick up from where Sheikh Ala left off last week. Jazallahu khairan, Ala Sayyid from Isna. So inshallah, I'm going to talk about how to make sure that your kids are successful in life. How they become good Muslims and successful Canadians. To keep this balance between working for dunya and akhirah. Good Muslims, successful Canadians. And I'm going to focus on 3 things because of the time. So once I go past 2:55, someone is going to shoot me. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet, inshallah ta'ala. So basically, we will focus on taking care of their mind, body, and soul. Their body and soul. And also giving our kids responsibility. And also finding the gifts in our kids. Every kid is gifted in a different way. So our job as parents and teachers is to look for the gift, the talent, and develop it. The way the Prophet ﷺ did with the Sahaba. So this is basically the focus of the khutbah today. So taking care of the body and the ruh, the soul. Most of the time we take care of the body of our kids. When it comes to the ruh, we don't pay attention. So basically the body of a human being is like the hardware of a computer. And the ruh is like the software or the operating system. Windows, Apple, whatever, right? So most of the time, as I said, we take care of the body, not the ruh, the soul. So the ulama basically say that the body, when we die, our bodies that we take care of in our entire lives will go to the dirt. And our ruh, which we ignore, will go to heaven, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we take care of what goes to the dirt and we ignore what goes to heaven, right? So we need to take care of both. So we take care of the bodies of our kids. We make sure they eat healthy food. We give them hot dogs every day, ice cream, yeah. But we also make sure they dress nicely, right? Clothes and shoes and everything. We make sure they exercise. We take them to the Paramount Center. We take them to YMCA to play soccer, play cricket, swimming, whatever. But when it comes to the ruh, not too much attention. And what we need to do for the ruh, 2 things, basically education and adab, manners. This is what we mean by taking care of the ruh, tazkiyatun nafs, and so on and so forth. And when you look at the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, they always take care of the body and the soul. Your relationship with Allah, your relationship with the people. You read the story of Luqman in the Quran, he's teaching his son about your relationship with Allah, pray, tawheed. Then he talks about your relationship with the people, be humble, respect everyone, be patient, and so on and so forth. And the Prophet ﷺ did the same thing with the kids around him. When he was dealing with kids, he used to teach them about Allah, and about the people. إِذَا سَأَلْتَ فَاسْأَلِ اللَّهِ سَمِّ اللَّهِ وَكُلْ بِيَمِينِكَ. He's teaching them manners and akhlaq and relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To keep the balance between working for dunya, working for akhirah. Alhamdulillah. So this is something that the Prophet ﷺ always did. In many cases, if we take care of the ruh, we take care of education. We make sure that we send our kids to some of the most expensive schools, Muslim or non-Muslim. But when it comes to manners and akhlaq, we don't have time to teach them, and we don't send them anywhere to learn about akhlaq. And as I said, the Prophet ﷺ took care of both. بيعرفوا عربي العلم كالغيث والأخلاق تربته إن تفسد الأرض تذهب نعمة الأرض إبليس أعلم أهل الأرض قاطبة والناس تلعنه في البدو والحضر. Right? So knowledge and manners go hand in hand. So knowledge is like rain, and the manners, the akhlaq, they are like the turba, the ard, the earth for this water. And it says if the land is bad, then what is the use of the water? It will be wasted. No one has more knowledge than Iblis. He's very knowledgeable. He has all the PhDs on how to, motivate people to do haram. He's very knowledgeable about people and their ways. But people condemn him, they curse him everywhere in the world. The knowledge didn't benefit him without the manner, without the akhlaq. The second thing, we need to give our kids responsibilities in the house. We need to give them a role. So basically, I understand, most of us are immigrants. We come from different cultures and so on and so forth. In my culture, for example, we came from a very difficult background. Especially the childhood, our childhood was rough. Growing up, 35 years ago, 40 years ago, we didn't have computers back then. The first time I saw a computer was probably in college. We didn't have telephones in the house. We didn't have toys as kids, so we used to create them. So in many cases, some of us, we said, I don't want my kids to go through the things that I went through. I want their life to be easy, to the point of spoiling them. 25 years old, I don't want to wake him up for Fajr. He's miskeen, like it's 6 in the morning, let him sleep till 12 noon. No, give him a responsibility. He has to wake up. You have to train him. If they spoil their food, they should take care of it. They should clean it. Right? Give them roles in the house. They need to fix their bed. Right? Give them a role to play. When you are about to make a decision in the house, talk to your wife or talk to your husband and get the kids involved. Like, this is the situation, what should we do? Listen to them. Maybe they have the right nasiha. We know from a hadith that the Prophet ﷺ made shura with Usama ibn Zayd when he was 11 or 12 years old. He spoke to him, what should we do? And he gave nasiha to the Prophet ﷺ. You should give them responsibilities in the house. Make sure that they feel that they belong. They have a role to play. They have something to contribute. Oh, he's still young. They can't do anything. They are 45. Oh, they're still young. I understand. Our kids, like when you go back home after 7 years or something, you see the kids, they are grown up. MashaAllah, they grow fast. But because your kids, they live with you, they grow slowly every day. You don't see this growth. And for you, till you die, your kids, gray hair, fallen teeth, they walk with a cane. My kid is a baby. No, because you don't see the growth. Because it happens every day slowly, you don't see this growth. So basically, we need to train our kids. They're responsible. We need to give them duties in the house, and we need to make them feel responsible. I remember, this is a true story that happened in the GTA many years back. So this brother said that my son went to college, and I brought him a nice car. 10,000, 15,000 back then, many years ago. A nice car, expensive car. And he said, after a week, my son crashed the car. I said, no problem, sorry, mushkila majirto, no problem. He bought him another one. So he said, after 2 months, my son crashed it. He totaled it again. So he went to the sheikh and he said, my son is like a zombie. He's like destroying everything. What should I do? And the sheikh said, because he's not responsible. You did everything for him. He knows that you are providing for him. You are buying him a car. You would buy him an apartment. He doesn't have to work because you would be paying for everything. Why should he go to school? Why should he graduate college? Why should he appreciate everything? Because, everything is easy for him. You know, you should teach him. So what should I send him to Walmart? To work there, minimum wage, it was $6, $7 at the time. And from that money, he can buy his own car. He said, Wallahi, my son started to work there, he started to save money. And after a year, he bought his own car, like from the 1980s or 70s, old car. But he said, when I woke up every morning, he was washing his car, he's polishing it. Oh, there's a mosquito right there. He took care of the car because he worked hard for this money. It didn't come easy, so he took care of it. And he became responsible. So make sure, inshallah, your kids in the summer, they work with you, send them to work somewhere with reliable people, sell lemonades outside. You know, teach them to make money, to work hard for the money. And wallahi, this is the way to appreciate what they are getting from you. But if everything is easy, then khalas, they will not appreciate the ni'mah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them. The last point for today is discovering the gift, the talents that our kids have. Our kids are gifted, every single one of them, boys and girls, abled and disabled, people with abilities or disabilities, mentally challenged, physically challenged. Everyone is gifted in a certain way. Your job is to look for this gift, right? Your job is to look for the gift. So some of you will complain, oh, my kids are like zombies in the house, they're ruining my life. So for example, my son or daughter, they draw on the walls, and the first thing that comes to your mind, you freak out, the landlord is gonna kick me out. Now you have a gifted kid right there, you have an artist in the house. Buy them sketchbooks, and give them, buy them the pens and the colors and stuff, and get them to draw. Teach them, draw, mashallah, you can draw, but this is not the right place. You don't draw on the wall or the floor, but draw on these sketches and make something nice. Draw flowers, whatever, So you direct and you develop this talent they have. أو ابنك مثلا عمال بيتنطط على الكنب أو بيمشي على الحيطة زي البرص. So they keep jumping from a couch to another. So you have an athlete right there. Your son, your daughter, they talk too much. You have a politician right there, right? So you develop this talent. My son or my daughter, they jog all the time. So you have a comedian right there. My son, my daughter, they are glued to their iPad or their computer. You got a computer geek right there. And I always advise the parents, 1 hour computers every day is enough, not more than 1 hour. And I know the young ones right here, you are saying you are ruining my life right now. No, because you are young, this is the time to learn, explore. There has to be time to play, pray, eat, enjoy life with your family, and so on and so forth. 1 hour computer electronics is good enough every day. So if your son is attached to their iPad or computer, okay, sorry, but you can't just play every day. You're wasting hours of your life. You like this game? Can you learn to create one, a Muslim video game? Can you learn coding? Can you learn typing? Something relevant? Can you learn video editing? You channel their passion and their gift in a way that is beneficial to the community, inshallah ta'ala. And if you look at the Quran, the Anbiya and the righteous, they look for the gifts. And Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave us some most amazing examples. So in the story of Musa alayhi salam, he found the gift in his brother Harun. And he said to Allah, when Allah told Musa alayhi salam, your prophet, go, teach. And he said, wait a minute, my brother Harun is gifted. وَأَخِي هَارُونُ وَأَفْصَحُ مِنِّي لِسَانًا. My brother Harun has this gift of eloquence. He can talk. So send him as a prophet with me. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, okay, take him with you. He's a prophet now. In the story of Yusuf alayhi salam, the king of Egypt saw the gift in Yusuf alayhi salam. إِتُونِي بِهَا اسْتَخْلِصْهُ لِنَفْسِي. I want to employ him in my special service. Because inni hafidhun alim, so Yusuf alayhi salam was qualified, knowledgeable, qualified. So the king said, okay, you're gifted, you're talented, now save the country. Become the minister of the treasury, and so on and so forth. And if you read in Islamic history, you see the example of Imam Shafi'i, how his mother found the gift in him, the intelligent. Imam Abu Hanifa, how his mother saw the gift in him. Muhammad al-Fatih, how his parents saw the leadership gift in him. And this is the way they made sure that he got the training to utilize this gift that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him. And the Prophet ﷺ did the same thing with the Sahaba. Khalid ibn Walid, you have the leadership skills, you become the leader. Ali ibn Abi Talib, you are brave, you have the bravery. This is how you serve the community. Bilal radiallahu anhu, you have the voice. Abu Bakr, you have the sincerity, you have the wisdom. Abu Bakr, Umar, you have the wisdom and the talent. Uthman, you have the money. So everyone was serving the community the way they were able to serve in their own talent. But now imagine if Khalid radiallahu anhu came and the Prophet ﷺ said, MashaAllah, you have this military leadership skills. Sit here, memorize Quran, Hadith, no leadership. Abu Huraira, MashaAllah, you can memorize Hadith, 5,700 Hadith, you memorized in 3 years. Now leave this alone, you become the leader of the army, go fight. No, the Prophet ﷺ used the gift. He didn't force to do things they couldn't do. They had to have the ability and the desire. And guess what? Some of us, we do the same thing. So basically, we come from Egypt, we come from Pakistan, other countries, and your son has either to become a doctor or engineer, or you're not my son. Seriously, I've seen cases. Like the father will tell the son, if you don't become an engineer like my cousin, you will get 0 inheritance from me. When I die, don't come to my janazah. And the wife will say, oh, don't listen to your dad. If you don't become a doctor like my uncle, you're not my son. DNA gone. You're not my son, right? No. If they want to do something, they want to be a TV host. They want to be a Muslim comedian. They want to become a teacher. They want to become an inventor. They want to become the next prime minister. Why not? Why not? If you have the ability and the desire and they want to do something halal, not haram, oh, I want to become a black magician. No. If you want to do something halal with a good intention, we should support them, and wallahi, they will be creative. If you force them to become what you want, not what they want, they will not succeed. And inshallah, in the second khutbah, I'm going to give you one of the most amazing stories you will hear about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the best in this life and the best in the life to come. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. الحمد لله رب العالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله ربه رحمة للعالمين. As I said, every one of us, including kids, they are gifted in a way or another. So our job is to look for the gift, find it, extract it, just like we extract gold from the ground, and develop it and help your kids improve. And in many cases, when the gift is not discovered, then the gift is lost. Right? The gift is lost. And the point about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he had this gift of finding talents in the community and using them for the service of the community. So one of the most amazing hadith that I came across of finding gifts and talents in the community, and the story is narrated by the person himself in the hadith, in An-Nasa'i, Abi Dawood, and also in Sahih Muslim, so it's an authentic hadith. It has been authenticated. So basically, Abu Mahdura was a young man, and basically in this hadith he said, when the Prophet ﷺ was coming from Hunayn and he was camping outside Mecca, Abu Mahdura was not Muslim. He was a young man, not Muslim. So when he heard about the camp of the Prophet ﷺ, he took 9 of his friends and they went to the camp to watch him from outside. So he said, Bilal was making adhan and we were making fun of Bilal. Ashhadu Allah, and he would say, oh no, to make fun of the adhan. This is what it says in this authentic hadith, Nasa'i, Dawood, Sahih Muslim. So he said, we were making fun of Bilal, all of us, the 10 of us. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لأصحابه إني أسمع أذان إنسان حسن الصوت في هؤلاء. One of those 10 has an amazing voice. Bring them here. So the Prophet ﷺ heard the voice of Abu Mahdura in these 10 people, 10 young people. He brought them there. And Abu Mahdura said, my knees were knocking together, I'm a dead man. I'm making fun of Muhammad ﷺ and Bilal and his Sahaba. They brought me there. And the Prophet ﷺ said to each one of them, make adhan. So they went on, one by one, they made adhan. And eventually Abu Mahdura was the last one. He made the adhan, amazing voice. Maybe he missed a few words in the adhan, he didn't know it properly, but his voice was amazing. So the Prophet ﷺ said, take off your turban. He took off his turban, and the Prophet ﷺ put his hand on his head, and he made dua for him. Allahumma barik lahu, wahdihi lil Islam. Ya Allah, bless him and guide him to Islam. So he took Shahada. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said to him, now you are the Imam of Mecca. Go to the Haram, you are the official Imam now. And he said, but I don't know the adhan properly, teach me. And the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, okay, this is the adhan. He taught him how to say adhan. And this is what you say for Fajr, Salatu Khayrun min al-Nawm. And he taught him Iqamah the Hanafi way. The way the Ahnaf do their Iqamah 4 times and 2 times. This we get from a hadith of Sahih Muslim from Abu Mahdura. And Abu Mahdura said, because the Prophet ﷺ put his hand on his head, on his hair, and made dua for him 3 times, he says, Wallahi, I will never shave the hair that has been touched by Muhammad ﷺ. So they say in the narrations, Sir A'lam al-Nubala al-Dhahabi, that he left his hair, he never shaved his hair after, from a young age till he died. He said his hair grew all the way to his knee. He never shaved it. He used to tie it and, braids, whatever. He said, I will never shave it. Out of love for Muhammad ﷺ, he became the muaddin of the haram. His son became the muaddin. His grandchildren became the muaddin of the haram, all the way to the time of Imam al-Shafi'i, because of the barakah of the dua of Muhammad ﷺ. So now, imagine if Muhammad ﷺ, the most important man on earth, and these little kids, these young men, are making fun of him, and he's muaddin, and he'll say, kill him. Khalas, bye-bye. No, he found the gift. They're young, they're ignorant, they don't know nothing. Yeah, so we forgive them and we teach them a lesson. And we use their gift for something beneficial to the community. So we need to look for the gifts in our kids and use it in a way that is beneficial to the community. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the best in this life and the best in the life to come. To give us sincerity in everything we say and do. Forgive our sins. Accept our good deeds according to the best of our ability. ربنا اتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وأقم الصلاة.